This is a day of welcome and hospitality. We want to put a lot of things in one place in a very welcoming atmosphere, try to get rid of as much of the bureaucracy as we can, and then invite people who are homeless, that's our primary target, but those who are struggling, and we know that we have a lot of folks in our community who are struggling. Invite them to come and access the services. So as I explained this to many of the agencies, they said, wow, that sounds like a great idea, and how are you going to pay me for this? And I kind of laughed and I said, we're not going to pay you for this. You're going to do this because this is a good thing to do. The scary part about this is we had no idea whether it was going to work. We just said, we're going to find a building, we're going to invite everybody to come, and we're going to throw this event, and we don't know whether it's going to work or anybody will want it. The first year we held it at the Salvation Army, they turned over their entire facility to us. And by 11 o'clock we knew that we had already outgrown that building. The process for the way our guests come in, I think, is one of the most interesting things and is probably the success of the program. We recruit about 700 volunteers to help us do this event. There just are nowhere near enough people to help us within the agency. So we have 700 volunteers, and their primary role is to act as a chaperone. When you look at a building as big as the chapel, and when you look at all the services, and I'll go into that in a minute, when somebody comes in, it's a little overwhelming. So the key to the day is each one of our guests gets paired with a chaperone who has been through about an hour-and-a-half training, and they become their friend and advocate for the day. They actually go through the intake process with them, and the intake process is a little different than you would typically think of when you go into an agency and you're seeking services. What we say is, these are the things we have. What would you like to access today while you're here? So it's a very different kind of approach. It's saying, what do you need and what do you want? Not those of us who are the professionals are going to say, well, you know, you need to do this. So it could be something as complicated as somebody who wants to talk with child support enforcement because they'd like to get caught up on those payments so they can reunite with their children. It could be somebody who needs identification to be able to take a job. It could be somebody who's got an opportunity to do temporary work, but they need work boots, heavy work boots, before they can go on the job because it's a requirement. And when you look at what work boots cost, sometimes they can be about $125. And if you're homeless or struggling, that's almost going to preclude you from being able to do that. We could have somebody who says, I want a shower, I want some new clothes, I'm very interested in breakfast and lunch, and I've been thinking that maybe I really need to deal with some of my mental health issues. We need new underwear, we need money. We do this project on an amazingly small budget because we get so many donations. I will say that we would love to have donuts or granola bars for our folks who are waiting to access service because they stand in line and they wait. We like to have something for them to munch on. We always try to have hot coffee in the morning. Money of any kind is helpful because there are some things that we do have to buy. We can't get everything donated. Last year, we were able to purchase about 150 pair of work boots. They were gone by 9:30 in the morning. So any kind of donations would go into something like that. Donations of food, we would love to have donations of bottled water. If we wind up with a hot day, 800 guests and 700 volunteers can get very thirsty running through that building. Again, that's something we will purchase, but if a corporation would like to sponsor that, we would love to have that done. And then any kind of toiletries and products that somebody who maybe is living under a bridge might need, shampoo, bath gel, those kind of things. There's no judgment on this day. What we try to do is say yes. Everything that we look at, if somebody needs it, we want to try to say yes. And we say to everybody, you need to come in with your biggest smiles and your happiest day, no matter what's going on, and make sure that the people that you're with feel that they have a friend at the end of the